go away? What is life that's never go away? Is there life after death? Thousands of people claim they've seen the next life after near-death experiences. The sceptics say there are logical explanations. Well, ambulance officer Craig Mitchell has interviewed hundreds of people about their near-death experiences and written a book about them. Edwina Gatenby reports.
Right up above me I could see a circle of light and I knew that was my goal. When I reached it, I just passed gently through. And the scene on the other side is so beautiful that I don't think words have ever been invented to describe it.
30 years ago, Betty Finlayson almost died on the operating table. After a massive hemorrhage, her heart stopped beating. She remembers what happened next as if it were yesterday.
The colours, the closest to that I could get would be the colours you find in opals, but they seem to move and throb as if they were alive. And when they passed by me or brushed me, I got a great feeling of warmth.
Were you initially sceptical at all?
I was sceptical from day one.
Craig Mitchell's cynicism turned to belief as he gathered material for a book he's written on near-death experiences, which addresses the age-old question, is there life after death?
I believe, from the hundreds of people I've interviewed, received letters from, spoken to on the phone, that there's definitely an afterlife.
Craig is, if you like, a bit of an expert on death. It's something he comes face to face with almost every day in his job as an ambulance officer.
You don't have to be clinically dead. If death is impending in the way of a major stroke, a car accident, massive blood loss, etc., you can have a near-death experience.
When Craig advertised for people to share their experiences, he received hundreds of letters.
A few loopy ones. I got a few letters from different churches which accused me of being a certain person, giving false hope, etc. Not many.
The devil?
The devil, yeah. I got accused of being Satan.
From the genuine encounters he researched, Craig noticed some common themes.
The tunnel came out. Everyone who had near-death went through a tunnel towards a bright light.
I was just pushed up like I had no control. I was just drawn up into this tunnel. It was black. At the end, even when I could see a light. It was radiant.
It was 1979 at Sydney's Luna Park and the infamous ghost train fire. Jenny Mitchell's husband and 2 young sons were trapped inside. As the full horror of the tragedy dawned on her, Jenny lost consciousness. Her kidneys failed, her body virtually shut down.
All the while I was going up, there was this voice saying to me, you can't go now, you've got to go back, it's not your turn.
Although she wasn't religious, she claims the voice belonged to Jesus. Have you become religious as a result of
Not
this?
religious. I would explain it as spiritual.
Well, it's always, it's peace, it's euphoric, it's love, it's utmost peace.
Which probably explains why those who ventured near the other side say they didn't want to come back.
The bliss there was so wonderful, you know. And then I found that I was pressed back into my body.
What makes you so sure that what you experienced was the afterlife?
You know there's not imagination. You know it wasn't a dream. You know it wasn't influenced by anything at all. That it is just, it's true. It is the truth.
It wasn't a dream. It wasn't a dream. Not like the dreams I have. I mean, I have some really weird and wonderful dreams sometimes. But this wasn't a dream. No way.
Most of the sceptics state that the near-death experience is caused when someone's on the operating table, they've been given drugs, and the light that they see is actually the operating light. If it was just people on the operating table who had near-death experiences, fine, you point to that. But the stories from people in car accidents, drowning victims, you've got people just walking down the street who collapse, who have got no medical intervention, pardon me, at all.
You want the good news or the bad news? Give us the good news. The good news.
We flagged down a truck driver who radioed for an ambulance, but soon after it arrived, Renelle died.
And all of a sudden, I just let go.
And at that moment, I felt peace. And it was quiet. And then in a quick moment, I was standing up. And as I looked, I could see these nurses all crowded around this gurney. I saw a hand fall off the gurney, and it was black and charcoal, and I realized whose hand that was. And then all of a sudden it came black. And the moment it came black, I started seeing colors rushing by me. And I realized that I was heading somewhere feet first. And I got very frightened. And I could hear voices talking next to me. And I quickly, in a quick flash, had a life review of my entire life. It was just circumferenced all the way around me. And then quickly it got black again, and I got scared. I got really frightened, and I saw a beam of light coming toward me. And the moment that I looked upon that beam, there was this peace coming from this light. And quickly within that moment, the light pierced right through my soul, pierced directly through me, and I was now in it. And I felt all this peace and all this love. It was powerful. I thought, wow, this is great. It's so white. And as I started to look around in the white, I saw a woman coming from the distance moving toward me. As she moved toward me, she came and she stood in front of me. And she was beautiful. She had white hair. She was wearing a white dress. And she called out my name. She says, Rennell. Rennell, it's Grandma. Grandma? Yes, Rennell, it's me. She reached out her hand. Well, now, wait a minute. It hit me. She had died 2 years before. Am I dead?
Rennell believed she was experiencing the rarest of all visions, her life after death. And in fact, as the vision enveloped her, Rennell Wallace was declared clinically dead. Crash. Terry and Rennell Wallace were forced to ignore the supernatural signposts that should have kept them off that plane. After the crash, the paranormal chain of events continued. And as Carla Wall reports, they soon became impossible to ignore.
After her clinical death, Rennell Wallace believes she was guided into a life after death by the brilliant spirit of her grandmother.
You said your grandmother had an important message for you, which was? To go back and tell everybody the key is love.
What did she mean by that?
I learned that love was not just this emotion that you feel in your body. It is an actual power that empowers your own soul and your own life. After everything she had said to me, at one point she turned to me and said, Rennell, it's time to go back. I said, no. For the first time, I was feeling love. All of my life, all I ever wanted to do, and I think all of us basically want this, is to be loved and accepted. And for the first time in my life, I was feeling it. And doggone it, no one's going to take this away from me.
Rennell remembers that she did not want to return to her physical body until she was shown a vision of her future on Earth.
I saw a young man come from the distance. He was tall, he was dark-haired, blue-eyed, very handsome. And he was smiling, and he came and he stood in front of me, and he started to cry. And he said, Mom, why are you here? Mom? Nathaniel. He says, I need you, Mom. You have to go back. At that moment, as I looked into his eyes, I realized I needed to set my own selfish needs aside. I said, I promise you, Nathaniel, I'll give you your chance. I promise. I swear. She says, Rennell, go back. And she started to let go of my hand. As she let go of my hand, she started to whisper, please go back and tell everybody the key is love. Rennell, the key is love. The key is love. It was then that it got darker and darker and darker until I had come into this hollow body. And just before I came into it, I could see my hand off to the side of the bed. And then when my spirit had come into it, I absolutely couldn't stand it. It was an instant pain.
Rennell came back. The memory of the mysterious boy named Nathaniel, who had called her mom, haunted her and sustained her through years of excruciating physical recovery.
She was a very motivated person who became very goal-oriented and was sure that she was going to beat this, that she was not going to let this burn injury slow her down. We have guardian angels that watch over us and help us out whenever we are in need of help. And I'm sure that Rennell had such assistance to be able to accomplish what she did.
Rennell invited me to accompany her to the site of the plane crash. After 10 years, painful memories of the crash caught her by surprise.
It's so funny, I don't believe it's just all coming back. I left myself up here.
You left yourself up here? What do you mean?
Yeah. The old Rennell is buried still up on this mountain.
You started a new life here.
A new life. A complete new life. I've made my mistakes along the way, you know, with my new life. But there was a total rebirth.
Rennell survived her ordeal, and so did her marriage to Terry.
Somehow it fused us together. It's like the hands are both burnt, they're both fused together. See, so we had the same matching mittens, where people had their wedding rings and all that. They match, and so what's happened is we kind of got fused.
Today, Rennell is living the lessons she believes were taught to her by the spirit of her grandmother. And recently, the mysterious boy who beckoned her back to life came down to earth. This is Nathaniel Wallace. He's 3 years old.
Remembering hearing my children's echoes down in the valley and thinking, that's why I lived. This is the reason.